Hello everybody and welcome back to Benno Rules Gaming KSP. Where we left off the last video, we were gonna spend our science and I couldn't decide what to do and where to do it. I've decided I'm just going to do two things because I want to show them to you. I'm going to do the aerodynamics one there and I'm going to do this one simply so that we get fairings all the way. Do that, let's go for heavier rocketry so we get the even bigger parts and the bigger engines. Let's research that, and there we go. We can't afford anything else. Decision made, job done. We've spent all of our science, so let's go and have a quick look at what we have just unlocked for ourselves. Okay, so let's come in, let's build ourselves a new craft and let's have a look at what we've got. So I'll tell you what, instead of building, let's just load up the rooster, because the rooster was a legend. We like that, it worked out well. I can't remember what mark we ended up on, but the rooster mark 3, there we go. So let's load up the rooster mark 3. It's kept all its staging, very nice. Okay, what we're going to do here is underneath this bit here we're going to add in one of our new parts, which is this fairing. Oh, and then well, that's annoying. Let's cancel. Stop. No, not interested. Okie doke. Kind of giving away what's gonna happen. That's annoying. Let's just load this again and we'll have another look without me being such a retard. Right, so there it is. Let's take away these. Let's take away that for now, and let's under here pop our fairing parts. So as you no doubt saw in the last bit, this adds on a rather nice fairing, which we can then use to, if we can get it to work. Why is that not working? Because of those epoxy struts. Okay, let's put that there. Next one up and out there, like so. Next one up and out, like so. You get the idea? You see what we're doing? Essentially, we are going to be able to lose all of the nipples. And there we go. What that has done has entirely removed all the aerodynamic effects that those would have had. It's got rid of them completely. It's a shame because now that they don't clip properly. But not. Oh dear, that didn't work, did it, Ben? Shall we try that again, son? There we go. They clip into there, which is not nice. Not nice at all. But what we'll do is we'll just pop that fairing in the stage down here all by itself and have a quick look at what that does. Obviously, I'm sure you can imagine it from what you can see here, but that's just completely negated all of our nipples, all the other aerodynamic stuff that we've put on there, and not only that, but it looks pretty damn cool. Or at least I think it looks pretty damn cool. I'm not sure what you guys will think about it, but I like it and I wanted to see it. So there we are on the launch pad. We'll hit spacebar for our staging and away that all comes. Looks pretty cool. I like that. I'm pleased with that. So we've got those. Yeah, very nice. Let's revert flight back to the vehicle assembly building. So there we have the fairings, and we'll have another quick look at all the other parts that we just bought. So we've got the fairings that would be on the smaller part. Which, oh, I've shown you that now. Let's just get a command pod up first, shall we, like you're supposed to, and we'll show you the other stuff that we've bought. Okie doke. So no new command pods. That's a lie, actually. Yes. Oh, I'm not doing very well here today. An unmanned pod there, which is very effective because it has all its own reaction wheel and SAS, so it has the ability, using electric charge, to perform all the normal actions of a level 1 pilot. Here we have the lander can. As you can see, this is a bigger part, much bigger part. We'll pop that there, get rid of that, and it's just completely wiped out, isn't it? Yeah, that might have even crashed the game. Let's have a quick look. What have we done? No, maybe it hasn't. Maybe it hasn't. Let's get out of there. Come on. No, go away. Cancel. Pop that Where are you? Right, you go away. And it's done it again, isn't it? Yeah. When will I land? You go away. So there we have a bigger lander can. Now, I think this can still only take one. Can it? Minimum crew to operate one. How many can it fit? It can only fit one in it. Oh, I thought they'd been able to fit more. That's a shame, but what it does mean is that we can start to make bigger landers. And bigger landers, as I'm sure you can figure out, look, will mean that we will be able to go out further with them and have a bit more stability when they land, much greater fuel capacity, so on and so forth. Into engines, we now have ourselves a beast! Would you look at this, folks? This has its own engines, okie doke, with a massive amount of thrust and the amount of gimbal, not a very big gimbaling range, but 2,880 units of fuel. It has all its own fuel, it's entirely self-contained, you can't add anything to it, but as a standalone, that is an absolutely outstanding bit of kit. In fact, let's just chuck this on the launch pad quickly with Valentino in it so that we can just have a bit more control over it. Let's chuck Valentino in and let's just have a quick look. Obviously we'll revert this flight. Have a quick look at what this bad boy can do with regards to thrust and the speed that it gets to. I mean, this thing may even blow up before it runs out of fuel. We'll see. SAS on full whack and away we go, screaming 100 meters per second already, 200 meters a second. Aerodynamic effects, it's absolutely blasting, it's going to rip itself to pieces. I've taken it way outside of its control. Yeah, that was a bit of whoops, but you get the general idea. This thing is seriously powerful and should make getting into orbit in future a lot more fun. So yeah, let's get back to the vehicle assembly building. So there's a couple of the bits that we've spent all of our extra science on. Let's have a look at some of the other stuff we've done. So we've got the new lander can, which is just a bigger can, and we've got a new Probodyne unit, which is the probes, as I've mentioned before, that have their own control. So the Stay Putnik that we had here before just had a little bit of electric charge on it, and meant that we can control pitch yaw, trim, thrust, all of that kind of stuff. Whereas with this one, as you see, this one here, sorry, stay on it, it has its own reaction wheel, so it can create a lot more torque to control the vehicle, and it has its own stability assist, or SAS, as well as its own electric charge. Fuel tanks, the new fuel tanks, so we've got all kinds of different adapters. I've never used this adapter before. I don't really know what it's for. I'm guessing if you put two of those massive engines and then built it into one thing. I'm not sure. It's a bit strange to me. And NCS adapter. It's just another adapter. It's just a longer version of the 1.25. Well, in fact, that's even smaller, isn't it? Yeah, it goes down into even smaller. It's just a longer version of that. Ah, it goes into the different shape for different shaped cockpits. That's right. And that's a bi-coupler, so you put that under. Oh, we actually use these. So if we just put that on there and put that on there, they carry their own fuel, as you can see. They should do their own fuel tanks, and then we can put some more engines underneath that, just for some more interesting shapes. I'm pretty sure if we had the right cockpit, we could build ourselves quite a funky looking shuttle type design. And that's not going to work now because I've done that. Yeah, okay, fine. Does that fit on there? Yes, not quite, but we get into some funky looking bits and pieces, which is always quite nice. It's great to see all the different bits and pieces that are out there. A monopropellant tank, we haven't come across monopropellant yet, or rather we have, but I haven't explained it yet, and we do have it here. So that'll be the next thing. So we have RCS port, which is linear. So RCS is a fuel, it's a monopropellant it's exactly what it is. It uses monopropellant to thrust engines, small little engines. You know, as you watch the space shuttle launch and you see these things going psh, 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 where it's moving the craft around, that's monopropellant, which we'll get into. I might even put something up just to play with the monopropellant in a little bit. And we have an advanced inline stabilizer with a lot more torque. That's got 5 torque. For all the other things, that's got 15, so it's a lot stronger, but it uses a lot more electric charge. Into the structural, we have the small decoupler and we have the big decouplers, which we will start to get to. We also now have structural pylons, I think they're called. Structural pylons. These are essentially just ways to... Oh, I thought they were. Yeah, ways to attach stuff on the side that looks a bit nicer, and they will also detach. Let's have a quick launch and show you those detaching. So it's a nicer looking part. I'm pretty sure this is all from the advanced aerodynamics that we've got this from, for planes and stuff. It's a good emergency detachment system. Boom, there we go, that they detach. Very nice. That's with that flight back to the vehicle. So we can see what they are. What else? Structural. Nothing else structural there. That's that. They weren't aerodynamics, they were structural. Okay, so into aerodynamics, boom, look at all this. We have a hell of a lot more stuff. Air brakes, which will, funnily enough, be useful for slowing down in the air. Look at that. And for landing, for those of you who have watched my first attempt at planes and couldn't stop myself quick enough. That's those there. I thought we got the bigger heat shield, but we obviously didn't. Loads more parts here, more control surfaces, advanced nose cones, not really, that's the other one for that weird shaped one. Look, yeah, that splits off to one side. It's quite strange. Might play with that at some point, might not sure. Circular air intakes, let's show you those quickly. So we've got the scoop here. If I right click on that, the intake is 0.6, yeah? This one here is 0.9, so a third better intake, so possible maybe even to get a bit higher up. Different elevons here, as you can see. Larger surface, shorter length to them. May play with those again soon as we get into space planes. All different types of wing connectors, all different shapes and sizes, so we can make different size wings. I didn't put that on there very well, but you get the idea. They're the swept wings we've used. There's the different swept wings, so they're a bit bigger. Look a lot nicer, and the ailerons will obviously attach to those. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a random video, but I thought I'd just go through a few other bits and pieces and show you what we're doing. We've seen the fairings already. Pop that under there. Yeah, well, we can't do anything with that. Oh, there we go again. There we go. There we go. Completely random, not sure why I'm doing this, but I am. There we go. Yeah, so again, we've seen the fairings, and they break off quite nicely as you mouse over them, which is just wonderful. Let's just take that off of there. So yeah, lots of other a fuselage intake. So here we have a normal structural fuselage for space planes, but this one has its own air intake, and I think it's the same as the scoop. Yep, 0.6. Yep, so you know, not massively more effective, but looks a bit nicer. May even in the next episode have a little look at those and see where they get us. Space planes, I really did enjoy it, even though I wasn't very good at it. We now have inline batteries, so a secular battery which has double the amount of charge as the other one, and with mass 0.01, 0.005, so it's double the mass of the other one for double the charge, which isn't too bad. Obviously we've got the service bay. Clampetrons, never use these. Guessing they do exactly what they say they'll do. Guessing, don't know for sure. Come on, off you come. Let's remove that. Okay, so what do they do? What's a Clampetron? New Clampetron, then docking port. A docking port. Hey, look at that, side-on docking port. So we could essentially build a station up in the atmosphere, get this up there and just slide it on in. We'd need monopropellant for that, so yeah, maybe we'll look at that. Cargo bay, Mark II cargo bay. What? No way. Oh my days. Would you look at that? I've not seen these before, folks. Remember, I don't play modded. So if you're watching this and like, how can you not have seen that before? You're an idiot. Well, that's because I've never played with modded kit. And can you still attach stuff inside there? What about... No, it's just not going to attach, is it? Okay. You can attach to the bottom of that one, and not to there. What about attaching a little decoupler? Yeah, you can attach a decoupler to that, and then popping onto that So essentially, looking at this, oh, pink screen of death. I'll be back in a second. Okay, and that's pink screen of death all cleared up. So as I was saying, if we can do that, oh, we're going to struggle here. We're going to need smaller fuel tanks for this. Yeah, I think we might be. Yeah, because they'll be the same size. I wonder if we got the decoupler on there, so why won't this go on? There used to be a bit of a problem in KSP with getting things to fit onto each other. It wasn't a massive problem, but it was something that happened. Most of us seasoned players knew how to sort of get around it and whatnot, and it was fine. Okay, a little bit of a cheat there. Will that... It's entirely encapsulated, so in there, essentially, we could take up in this a satellite with a pilot, get into an orbit with this, just take that out and away, and then have a satellite up into orbit to put that in, and then use this to go somewhere else. I don't know about you, but I find that quite cool. That's just freaking awesome. Oh my days. And then you could just, oh, there's so many possibilities, there's so much to do. So obviously we can use this to dock with other vehicles up in space. We can use this to carry loads up for us. It's a bit like a fuselage that you can put with... It's a bit like the fairings in the same way. It kind of does the same thing, only you can detach it out. Oh no, it sounds like I said detach shit. I did not say detach it. So we could take something up, detach this off, and then use this to come back down, pick up another one, so we could start returning vessels and reusing them, refueling them and such. I know you don't actually come down and refuel per se, you just come down land and then just build the same thing again. But essentially it's what we'll be doing, we'll be reusing rockets. That is very, very cool. Oh, I really, really like that. That is just funky. And of course here we have the photovoltaic panels. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the solar panels that I left off the other craft that I really shouldn't have done. There we go, so they're the solar panels, so obviously it would help store our electric charge in our batteries. Here we have the hitchhiker storage unit. Which one's this going to click onto the bottom? Well, I don't really want it clicking onto the bottom of that, do I? Let's get another crew cabin, cargo bay. Now that has just connected to that engine, which we don't want. If we take that off, yeah, that's going to be one piece. So let's take that off, take that out of the way, pop that onto there like so, that under there like that, and pop that into there. So we've managed to keep that. This is a can that you can fit 4 Kerbals in. That's quite cool. So you can take up all of your different Kerbals. So if you're really proficient at, say, orbiting the moon, getting up to the moon, you can just pack all your Kerbals in with a decent enough rocket that's got enough lift and enough thrust to it, and send them all off to a mission to the moon. Get them a load of XP, and then bring them back again. So that's very, very cool. Crew cabin. What's this? I guess I know it's probably pretty self-explanatory. Got lights, that's really cool. Has that got lights? No. Oh well, that's fine. What is that? Does that enable us to carry more crew? What the hell? That tiny little thing has got enough room for 4 Kerbals. That's awesome. This is screaming. Oh, excuse me a second, I need to cough. This is screaming at me SSTO, which is a single stage to orbit. Not something that we've accomplished as of yet, but it's basically no more need for a launching stage, transfer stage, or anything like that. Transfer stage, I'm rambling again. A single plane that would take off from the runway, gain altitude, stop using air intakes and start using fuel, and which would then burn, create itself an orbit, be out into space, go and dock with something, say, for example, the International Space Station, dock with the ISS, and then undock after delivering a payload, such as this, if they should decide that's what they need, and then come back down to the planet through the atmosphere, land, thus negating the need for sending up massive amounts of fuel and rockets, which then fall off and either burn up in the atmosphere or crash back down to Kerbin, saving an awful lot of money, which is really, really, really cool if that you're into that kind of thing. Here we have our lights, as you can see, lights on. You can actually play with them and change the colour of them as well, which is quite funky if you like that kind of thing, which I do, because I just think it's nice. So you can have different coloured lights on there. As you can see, there's loads of them. They obviously do take up charge, but if you've got enough of these photovoltaic panels and they're facing the sun, then you won't need to worry about that. And as far as science goes, the only other thing we've got is a barometer, which is literally just used for testing different the pressure in different atmospheres. So what we could do now is go into our little spaceplane hangar with our rover. In fact, let's just bug out of here quickly. Let's not save that. Let's go to our little spaceplane hangar, take the rover onto the landing pad, and do the 2 different experiments that we can. In fact, I don't know if we're going to have a ladder actually that's going to be long enough to get us down. Let's try something. Let's try something funny. Let's use that. Let's rotate it. What have I done? Yeah, alright. I've only pressed on the blue one, not the green one. Rotate it like... No, that won't make any difference. That's a bad idea. Cancel that. Cancel that. We won't do that. Yeah, just load the rover, Ben. Do what you say you're going to do. So we load our little rover. There he is. Let's load that. Let's chuck our barometer onto this. There we go. Let's chuck our barometer. Let's get straight out onto the launch pad and see if we can't farm up ourselves a little bit more science, because of where we are. We're being on a new biome and we won't have done this barometer experiment on this biome yet. So boom. So let's log pressure data. There we go, 3.6 science. Let's EVA. Excuse me, I am sorry. Let's just get on and put these brakes on. This thing will stop. Get back to doing our EVA. Let's just get off of here. Yeah, fall off, whatever, not bothered. And so we've got 3.6 science for that. Let's take a surface sample. 9 science, the surface from the runway. So as you can see, the runway is a separate biome. Let's recover this. Let's recover our vessel and say thank you to it very much for 12 easy science. 9 science, and oh yeah, because we haven't recovered the vessel. Where is the vessel? There it is. Oh, pink screen of death. I'll be back in a second. So back from pink screen of death. So let's recover that vessel. 3.6 science with 9. So we earned 12.6 science for a few seconds work. We'll take that. We'll take that all day long. So that's wonderful. Now, what to do? What to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my poor dogs out. That's what I'm going to do. I've sat for about 3 hours now. They could definitely do with a good run. So I'm going to end this video here. It was just a quick run through of the different things that we've got and what they do. I'm quite excited about using them. and also making mistakes with them, no doubt. So I'll end this video here. I will probably try and record another one today, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. It depends how long I'm out for with the girls. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been BRG. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you all later. Just sneaking on the end of quickly, just to let you know, I will now go around all the different biomes with the surface samples and that, and just collect up that science data, and just get that done, just to farm out that little bit of extra science from the local area. In fact, I'll do the first one now, just to show you exactly what it is that we do. Yeah, why not? I lied again. I'm just gonna finish this last bit off. Let's get Bob back in there and let's launch this bad boy up. And I'm going to use this. Let's save this. We'll call this the Mark II, because obviously it is. That's the Mark II. We'll save this. We'll go out and I'll just pot around the different biomes and show you how it was I did it, although I'm not going to be able to take the surface samples, so I can't pot around the biomes. That's annoying. Oh well, not to worry. Let's get this on the go. Yeah, you can cut that engine now. We'll head over. The closest one, I believe, is the administration building, where it does all of the stuff that I don't really know about, so I won't pretend I do. This is where you can swap funds for science and stuff when you do experiments and things. I don't see the point of it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. I really don't think you gain enough from it for it to be worthwhile. Oh, we're about to hit a ramp. Oh dear. Well, there's a fine mess I got myself into. That's for me moving too fast. See, I was moving too fast. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was talking. I just blew up a rover. Not every day somebody does that on KSP, I can assure you. Wait, that's a lie. Everybody blows up their first rover or two. And I'm now going far too fast. I might crash this. No, I'm going to put the brakes on now, because we are just going far too fast. Let's time warp up to there. We're going to slow down in time. Just. That was good news. Let's kill off that thrust. We just want to be able to make it straight up this ramp. Nice angle. There we go. Let's whack those brakes back on. We're now at the administration building, so what we can do is test this barometer. I'll do the barometer test quickly, log the pressure data. So it's new science, it's 3.6. Now what you can do, I'll show you really quickly, this is how I did it before we were doing surface samples as well, is I literally walk back off of this and stand my Kerbal up, turn around, okay, walk up the back of the craft to here. I right click on this barometer and take data. Okay, he's taken the data. That barometer's been restored. Walk back over to here. Get back in. Move to the next biome, because you can reset all of these as well. Take it, just board. It stores all the experiments back inside and move off to the next. Oh, pink screen of death back in a second. Yeah. Pink screen of death all sorted. Yep, shoot off to the next biome and pick up the next bits of data, but in this instance we're going to come out because I want to get a surface sample from here as well. So we just fall flat on our face straight onto the end of there. We'll have a quick look as well. I've always wondered if the rocket pack, at full monopropellant and a jump, doesn't have any effect. No difference whatsoever. Okay, that's fine, not a problem. I didn't think it would. So yeah, we'll right click here, we will take a surface sample because we don't have one from here. There's another 9 science, there we go. And boom. So I'm going to do all of this off screen, just get this done. And yeah, hopefully I should be able to get another video up in the next couple of days. This time it is for real. I've been BRG. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all later.